Has anybody got anything that they use that that potentially that keeps you out of that type of that type of drawdown? But what I will do is I'll actually give you the hard numbers of applying the R multiple, the 3 and the 4R, and we'll see, because that ends up with it starts off with an equity high of 7,100, so 7,100, and as of today's date, it has about $1,000 left on that account, and you've endured a $9,000 drawdown. So that's a significant drawdown on that particular strategy. So not great, and as I said, we want to kind of avoid that type of that type of trading activity where we go through that huge drawdown. So I'll move on to the next bit of information I had for you. Anything? Karen? Did you want to add anything to your? Yeah, exactly. Did you want to add anything to that, Karen? Did you want to go through and add anything to your trading? Anything else that I've kind of skipped over or anything like that? Karen's actually put a cease trading in the session, so that's good. She's got her two full stop out cease trading, so that's excellent. She's got a circuit breaker, and it kept it nice and simple, but some really good results there, particularly with the news trading, and looking forward to seeing that go forward. So let's just minimise that now, and we'll go to our next one here. Now, one thing I wanted to take you through was one of the things I've been looking at recently is, so initial 12 and -4. Now, traders, what I'm going to do is put together this is basically the trend trader results from the 1st of October to the 15th of August. Now, each one of these strategies or these systems have a set of settings that we've included as part of the V2. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually make all of these available on a master template. So if you want to download each one of these for the trend trader, so I'll be able to send you what have we got there, 10 or 12 different markets there, or different settings. I can send you that. I'll set that up as a template that you can basically just import. So if you want that workspace, just let me know. I'll make it available to everybody here on a weekly basis, and we'll just keep updating that. So as we add something new, we want to be able to add that in. So as far as the trend trader goes, the systems that have been performing exceptionally well this month, coffee has been phenomenal. So that 89 tick on coffee has been fantastic. The DAX 202 is running well. We've got crude oil on the 89 tick from 850 to 910. Now, interestingly, if you take out that 10 minutes, that 850 to 9 o'clock, as Karen's stats have shown, that 10-minute time slot, you'll see that actually runs a lot better, and you'll probably get a little bit less slippage as well. We don't tend to get that much slippage on the 89. The 55 tick is a little bit, I'm finding that's a little bit too much slippage, so you're probably better kind of harnessing the 89 and kind of going with that if you're looking to trade crude oil. Now, the other time slot that you can apply to get a much better average net profit trade is the Euro session. So the Euro session 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. and then 2 a.m. to 6:15. So this will be covered in the rolling barrel strategy that Jim's put together. So they seem to be the better performing crude time slots. Now, one thing that I did a couple of weeks ago is I tested a larger tick, not a larger tick chart, but a more of a swing trading strategy with a larger stop. So I was looking at a 74-point stop, and which is obviously a lot lot bigger than we're used to. It comes with a slightly bigger drawdown, but the profit potential there, it was only trading from 5 to 5:30 because I noticed that 5 to 5:30 seems to be a time when the market's breaking out fairly consistently on crude oil. So there were some really good setups, and that tends to be a time when the market runs in, that transition between the euro and the early morning US session. We start to see some pretty good moves there, and if you just set your settings to be out of the noise a little bit, because at 74 point stop you're going to be well out of the noise, and we have a fairly good trailing stop. That's delivered $41,000 worth of profit. Average trade net profit is $513. The drawdown, you've got to have a bigger account, obviously, with a $10,284 drawdown. Only 56 trades, and this month that's trading at 7676. So it's had one of its best months, and it hasn't had a losing month. So despite the fact that it's had a fairly chunky drawdown, that drawdown was split over 2 months. Now remember, from your back testing and from your work on the money management, how do we reduce our drawdown apart from having, say for example, a handbrake? How else do we reduce our drawdown? Yeah, so a couple of ways. Less risk, add another market. So remember that adding another market, and long as it's not correlated, reduces your drawdown and potentially increases your net profit. So add or plus another system, exactly. So they're things, if you're concerned about that drawdown, looking to add another market or another system, but yeah, one step at a time. So traders, the other things I've found at the moment, obviously gold is running very nicely at the moment. That's doing exceptionally well. I'm just playing with a couple of different settings on gold, so I should have that finished by tomorrow, and I'll make that available to people. Now, the gold settings we've got at the moment, we've got a 55 tick and an 89 tick. Now, with the gold trades, there's a time of the day, a really good time, 9:30 to 9:59 is probably one of the best times. I certainly will. That it definitely wasn't that time. That 9:32 to 9:59 is definitely a good time for gold. It seems to be a nice little breakout time. So if you're looking to trade that and you want to do it intraday, I've got it set up there from 9:30 to 9:50. It's not a lot of trades. Obviously, you're only in the market for half an hour, so that's ideal. And the other thing that's running really well at the moment is the Russell. Again, that is a smaller market, so it makes it a lot easier as far as the drawdown on that is 1562, so much better. You've just got to watch slippage on the Russell, particularly with the volatility. So you just need to make sure that if you're going to trade the Russell, the S&P, the Dow, just watch those markets. And one of the things I want to mention here too is that because we've had so much movement and volatility in the market, you need to be careful about what strategy you're trading. So remember, we spoke just about the cycle trader and how that we saw that demise of the performance. One of the things you want to be watching for at the moment is, because there's so much volatility and movement, the market's ideally primed the futures markets and the commodities are ideally primed for those momentum type strategies. So the trend trader, the pullback, the deep pullback, those strategies are the ones that you should really be kind of looking to trade. The cycle trader, not as much. I mean, you can look at it on a higher time frame, but really you want to go with the strength, and obviously with the amount of volatility we've got, the trend traders are running really well at the moment. They're performing exceptionally well on most of the markets, and the ones that we've got here, they've all pretty much been positive for the last 2 weeks during this volatility. So this is a perfect time to be trading. Now with the breakout strategy, we obviously have got the breakout strategy. Karen's using on crude oil. The good thing about that is that that has dynamic support resistance. So you're basically getting support resistance in a dynamic way, whereas a lot of breakout traders will just trade the high and the low, or the previous swing high, swing low. So if you are trading something separate to what we're doing and you're trading breakouts, just be a little bit careful about the breakout strategies, because you'll find that with the amount of selling that's going on, particularly the amount of selling, a lot of sellers obviously put their stops, are aggressive with their stops. They'll park it at the previous swing high or the high of the day or a key level, and because there's so much selling in the market only needs to hit that stop and you'll get a fairly violent turn in the opposite direction. That's why we're getting some of these explosive moves, particularly when the market's so biased in one way. So not only will you get a fair bit of slippage, but you're also going to, if you're a seller, you're also potentially going to get a bad fill on your stop as well. So just be a little bit careful with the breakout strategies there. So that's what I really wanted to cover tonight. I'll also take you through Jim's rolling barrel. So we'll do a little bit of an update here on the rolling barrel. I'll just go over and we'll just have a quick look at the overall system here. So